everyone, welcome back to Witches, Dragons, and Drag Queens. My name is Natasha, and today we're going to be doing some sewing, something that I haven't done in a while. We're going to be making a costume for my wizard character in one of my Larps that I play. Her name is Clara Carpenter. She is kind of like a magical doctor. She's very much, she's also very much inspired by Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. The dress that we're making today, we're going to be making a short tunic style dress. This is roughly the design that I've come up with for it. It's going to be 2 different colors. I've got 4 different fabrics that I've selected over there. We have this diamond harlequin design here, some poofy pirate sleeves, and a similar harlequin trim on the bottom. 2 of these diamonds I think I'm also going to make into pockets, which will be very handy. With all that said, let's get started. So I had to cut out a pattern piece from a pattern that I had for a different shirt. So I just went around the lines, just like we taught us in elementary school. Wouldn't it be great if you could actually see what I was doing? That gets better later on. At this point, I just hadn't really figured out how to angle the camera to actually have everything that I'm doing be in frame. And here's the finished pattern piece. Because the sleeve is so puffy and full, the pattern piece had to be huge. And with this pattern piece cut out, I basically just repeated the same thing with the blue fabric for the other sleeve. Okay, so this picture is me wearing the dress that I'm using as a pattern piece. And in order to do that, I turned the dress inside out, I tucked the sleeves in, and then I folded the dress in half. And I also pinned a lot of this in place so that it wouldn't shift around. And then once I had cut that pattern piece out, second verse, same as the first. So here I am, I took a blue half and a green half, and I pinned those together, and then I took those halves, put them on top of each other, pinned them onto each other as well. Okay, So what have we done? I have pinned everything together as you just saw, and then what you didn't see is off camera. I tried to just like take it and loosely put it on. I didn't feel comfortable doing that on camera because that would involve me having my shirt off, and I don't want to do that. As it is, it does not fit, so it's too small up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my, it's around here somewhere, I'll find it. The fabric that I'm going to use for the diamonds, the more saturated blue, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna cut out a strip of it. And I'm gonna put it in the middle here, and again in the back so that they match. That should correct that problem. Then I will repin that and we will try it on camera. Measured out a blue line for each side, made sure it was equal on both sides. Bob's your uncle. Once the blue lines were cut out, I just pinned them into place on both sides and did a quick try on to make sure that it would work. Anyway, I've added that strip in the front and back. Gave it a quick try on. It should be good to go, so I'm gonna get this all sewed up. Alright, I know that my head is, well, here I'm in view. What we essentially have now, I've sewed this in both places in the front and back, and what we essentially have is a tabard. I'm keeping these sides open so that I can pin the sleeves in and then sew them down. The sleeves are what I'm going to work on next, so let's get to it. So remember how I said the sleeves are two giant rectangles of fabric? Those needed to be gathered at the top and the bottom before they could be sewed onto the actual dress. That's what I'm doing here. It's very quick and dirty gathering. A lot of other people with a lot more experience might pleat this, where you like fold it at regular intervals. I did not have the time to do that. And quite frankly, I also didn't have the time. I also did not have the energy to do all the math to figure out how big the pleat should be at all, if at all. So I just did a running stitch through and then carefully, and then just like pulled it and adjusted it until it was the right length in both sides. I also made sure to put the ends in the cuffs. from there, once everything was gathered, I just lined each sleeve up with the shoulder area, which took a little bit of fiddling, but then I had to pin it down and sew it together, and then I did the same thing with the other sleeve. Once the sleeves were sewn onto the dress, I just went and sewed the cuffs in place on the end of the sleeves before they had just been pinned on. Another thing I also had to keep track of here was the color of thread I was using, because there's like 4 different colors going on in the dress. I had to make sure that everything that was facing outward had the right thread on top of it so it wouldn't look strange. What I did here is I'm measuring where I want the purple section in the middle to sit on the dress so that I could make sure it was the right size on both sides and be evenly placed. So then I just cut it out of the fabric. All right now what we're looking at is the middle panel that I cut out, and I did a little bit of math here to figure out what my blue diamonds in the middle here, their measurements. There's going to be 5 diamonds, and they're going to be 5 inches across, and they're going to be 5 inches across and 8 inches up and down. Let's get to it. Alright, so here I am designing my pattern piece that I use to make sure that all the diamonds would be the same shape. Here it is a picture there. And I designed it in such a way where I had 4 rectangle bits that I could like fold under and pin in place so that there wouldn't be raw edges sticking out. So after I ironed the purple backing and ironed all the diamonds, I ironed down those rectangle bits that I told you about in each of the diamonds so that there were just nice creases and I wouldn't have to fight with them to pin them down onto the purple backing. So remember how I wanted to take 2 of the diamonds and make them into pockets? What you're seeing me do here is I had to take the rectangle edge that I added onto the diamond. I added an extra one onto the pocket one, so I sewed that down pinned them onto the dress, and then sewed the rest of the edges when I sewed it onto the dress itself. Pinned the purple backing with the blue diamonds onto the dress in the same spot on both sides. Made sure to fold the edges under, tacked it down. Also, is it just me, or do my shoulders look like really good here when you can see them? Like, I don't go to the gym or lift weights or anything, but if I did, it would be over for all of you. It would be over. So of course I forgot to film myself doing it again, but I measured out this panel. You can see the little white marks. This is going to be the bottom trim for the skirt, or for the dress. I'm going to make another one of these for both sides, and then I'm going to measure the hemline and trim that in purple as well. I will not be adding the blue diamonds because I do not have time. Here I am working on the neckline, and the neckline was really tricky. Necklines generally are to put trim on. Just getting everything evenly spaced out and pinned down in a way that looked all right. All right, I forgot to record myself doing this, but I sewed, this is the collar of the dress. It is sewed on. I'm going to get another little piece of purple fabric and cover that. But before I do that, I'm going to tackle the bottom. As soon as I wind this bobbin ran out at the perfect time. Right when I was finishing this up. And here you see me struggling to take that purple trim I cut out and add it to the bottom of the dress. The fabric was not cooperating no matter what I wanted to do, so I ironed it. I ironed creases in and ironed all the folds in so I could just slip everything on top and sew it down. Once the folds and the creases were in the trim, all I had to do was take the bottom of the dress and put it into the dress, but put it into the trim like a taco. From there, it was finally time to close up the sides of the dress. Alright, this is where we're at. I'm going to loosen these cuffs because they're too tight, and also I did this one wrong. The other big problem is if it's really tight in the armpits and the chest, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some gussets in here. I'm also thinking I'm going to open it up, take this and open it up here and sew down the sides and create 2 pockets underneath this applique here. Other than that though, I am so proud of this. I'm loving the sleeves. I'm loving the general fit. Once we've made these few alterations, we will be finished. Alright, so I whipped up 2 diamond pattern pieces because my gussets had to be 2 different colors each. So I made those, cut them out of the right colors of fabric, sewed them together. Gussets pinned into place, sewn down, rest of the dress sewn back up. And with that, it's time for the reveal. So proud of myself for being able to make this, like doing all this. I am so proud of myself. A few little things I added and a few little things I need to do still. There is a spot in the back of the neck where it doesn't quite meet up that I need to finish filling in. I tried patching in, but it didn't quite work. Luckily, my hair is very long. Still got a few little details details here, you can end that up, but I do like that I finished these sides with these strips. And the corresponding color need a little touch-ups there, but other than that, it's pretty good. The colors, I love the colors. I love the sleeves. The gussets absolutely worked. They did exactly what they need to do. I now have full mobility in my chest. This is a dress for field days, mostly spring and summer field days. So I need to be able to move in this dress, and I absolutely can. I'm wearing it with just like black leggings right now that also have a similar harlequin pattern, which I think I'll continue to do, just because I like the full dress with the sleek legs that I can put around in the pockets absolutely. Work. This wand, I made this wand years ago, and I just picked it randomly now for posing, and I think this is actually going to be this character's designated wand, because she is a wizard. I know she looks like a clown, she looks more like she'd be a bard or something, but she is a wizard and a healer specifically, so it'll be fun. So she does need a wand. The pockets, absolutely functional. I can't, like, these pockets, all sets of pockets are functional and should be long lasting. I can't really show you right now because I'm recording on my phone, but my phone does fit into the larger pockets, which will be very useful because I keep my list of spells in my phone when I'm playing. So I'll be able to have that as a resource. I could also keep like a small notebook, a pen, in-game artifacts I could keep in there, absolutely. Other thing I need to add, I want to get some ribbon and like sew that in here and here so that these can like tie closed. But once I've done those final few things, might reinforce the pockets a little bit more. But once I've done those things, I think we should be 100% good to go. Thank you all so much for watching this video. This is the most elaborate project I've ever done. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Turn on, ring the bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video. I am so proud of myself. I am gonna have so much fun playing this character in this dress. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to tune in next week for my next video. Have a great day, everyone.